Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to today's Pitch Me event. My name is Carol, and I'm delighted to be your host for this exciting gathering of brilliant minds and innovative ideas. We are thrilled to have you all here and can't wait to see the incredible pitches you have been presenting. Okay, at StartupLinkX, we believe in the power of innovation and the potential of every entrepreneur. We are here to support you, provide valuable feedback, and help you take your startup to the next level. We are genuinely excited to see the creativity and the passion you will bring to the table today. We have an amazing lineup of pitches scheduled, each offering a unique perspective and a fresh approach to solving real-world problems. Our esteemed panel of judges is here to offer their insights and expertise, and we hope you make the most of this opportunity to showcase your vision. Thank you all for joining us today. Let's get started and make this a memorable experience for everyone. Best of luck to all our participants. Let's begin by inviting our judges to give a round of self-introductions. Perhaps we could start with Aaron.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Carol. My name is Aaron Munga, originally from Cameroon, based in Dubai, founder and CEO of Switcher, which is an e-wallet app that is simplifying cross-border remittances and payments across Africa and other emerging markets around the world. So I'm excited to be here and looking forward to hearing all the great pitches.
Hi, everybody. My name's Stuart Prestage. I'm originally from the UK, but I live in Prague. I've been in the startup world for 35 years, making my own startups, a few exits, and now I help other founders. And I'm very passionate about helping founders to succeed to create software startups. And I'm looking forward to seeing some great startups, founders, and pitches. Thanks very much.
Hey guys, my name is Eric. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Collega AI. I'm also a venture partner for a US-based accelerator program called Layers Labs. Spent most of my career building Silicon Valley go-to-market strategy teams, some of which got acquired. And I'm also a former co-founder of a YC startup. And now I'm just, super excited to be here, hear your awesome pitches, hopefully unicorns in the making, and then offer my insights anywhere I can to contribute to the local startup ecosystem. And looking forward to hearing all your pitches.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Thank you, judges, for those introductions. It's truly an honor to have you all with us today. So now let's dive into the heart of today's event, the pitch presentations. We have 5 exciting startups ready to share their solutions with us. Each startup will have 5 minutes to present, followed by a 5-minute interactive feedback sessions from our judges. So first up, we have RealCraft. They are revolutionizing the way we create and consume animation. Let's see how they are making animated storytelling fast, affordable, and accessible to all levels of creators. The floor is yours, RealCraft.
Hi, hello. So guys, basically what we have is we have a platform, an AI platform that creates your ideas into immersive animated stories. Manas, he's here with me, my co-founder. Manas and I, we wanted a YouTube channel, and we wanted to have some kind of informational channel for kids, animated stories. And we thought that, we would learn, because Manas is very good in tech, and I have experience in tech as well. And, we thought that, amongst us, we could create amazing videos for narrating stories. But we soon found out that it was too complex. The learning curve was too high for softwares like Blender, Unreal, and all these things, and that it takes a lot of time to just model one character, and just the entire story is impossible to create. Then we reached out to agencies and see if they can convert our stories into animations, and they would charge like $8,000 per minute of animation, which was really very expensive. So we thought that why don't we use and leverage the latest Gen AI models, create our own stories. So we've been working on this since past 9 months, and we released our beta December, and then we launched the product to the public on the 15th of January. So how are we solving this? So what we do is you just type in your idea. So what we do is we take the idea, we create a story, and with that story, we create a storyboard with each scenes, and then, narration is laid on top of it. And then what we do is we kind of, ensure that everything happens very fast. And, in under 5 minutes, you have your entire story animated and narrated perfectly. So we are solving this by making it simple, by making it fast, and making it really affordable for people. And so this is how the interface looks like, guys. So we have our own foundational models. And also, we have some open source models which we use to create 4K image animation, 4K image videos, and 3D animation. So the difference in these models are basically the 3D animation models make 3D cartoon-like characters, and the 4K are really lifelike animation models, wherein you can create really amazing high quality videos. So this is how it works. The first step is that you choose whichever kind of animation you want to make. Then you choose you can choose the scene titles. You have different variety of captioning options, and then you go and choose a background score for your story. You can choose the ratio. We have horizontal and vertical. If you want to make TikTok reels, you want to make your YouTube videos. And then the voiceover, we have a huge selection of voices, male or female, British, American accent, Australian or regional accents. And then you go and basically choose the style of animation that you want, from hyper realistic all the way to Pixar, Disney-like animations. And then just type in your idea, and that's it. So if you go on to the next slide, I can share how it works. Is that the first step is the story and the characters which are generated. So for each story that you give, you have options. You can use the story as it is. You can give an outline to the AI, and it will convert that outline into an idea, or you can enhance your existing idea and make it much more engaging for your target audience. So once the story and the characters are built, your storyboard looks like the one that is shown in step number 2, wherein you have all the scenes created and the voiceover overlaid with the background scores, right? And everything is editable. So if you do not like one scene, you can go and edit with a simple text, and then it'll regenerate that. And then finally, the final video is generated, and it takes just under 5 minutes to generate the whole thing. So for context, let me tell you that Toy Story.
Excuse me, Graf. Excuse me for interrupting you. You have 1 more minute left.
All right, all right. So yeah, this is how the way it works. And let's go on to the next slides, please. I'll just rush into it then. So the traction we have right now, since the time that we launched on the January 15th, we have till today, we have more than 3,500 customers who have created more than 10,000 videos on our platform. We recently started our paid subscription, and we've been getting a paid subscriber every day since the launch. And we're hopeful, and we have a launch on AppSumo on the 3rd of June, where we are hopeful to make close to 500,000 in top line revenues. So what is our target market? It's majorly a tool for content creators, educators, marketers, solopreneurs. Any person can use it, but these are the top 3. The marketers, educators, and content creators are top 3 ICPs. So yeah, that's about it. We have a company registered in the US, in Dallas. We have an office in India and in the US, and we hope to scale very fast. And we want to kind of like grow to the next level.
Wonderful. Thank you, RealCraft. Thank you, Graf. I would like to remind every pay team founder here that today the time allocation for everyone is 5 minutes for presentation. Although we might not be very strict today, but when in the future, when you step into your investor meeting or competition, you will face very strict time limits. So please be mindful of tracking your time when you are doing your presentation. All right. Okay, now let's turn to our panel of judges to hear their thoughts and suggestions. Maybe Aaron, could we start with you again?
Yeah, thanks, Carol. I think it's definitely a very interesting business, especially given how, everybody creates content nowadays, not only influencers. Like I also try to create content. So I think it's definitely something that is very useful. May I please ask, you mentioned that you already have 3,000 customers today. How many of these customers have actually subscribed for, have actually taken a paid subscription?
That's a very good question. No, thanks for asking. So we recently, 2 weeks back, we started with the paid subscriptions. And we've had around 25 customers who have come in and subscribed to it. So, and we are getting at least 1 or 2 paid subscriptions every day. So 2 weeks launch and 25 customers, and we hope to grow this number to at least around 2,000 paying customers in the next 6 months.
Okay, just a quick follow-up from me. How much is the subscription?
Our subscription charges are $30 and $60 based on the program that you take. Right now, we have for the first 1,000 subscribers, we have a 70% off. So that's $10 and $30 respectively.
I'll keep it quick because conscious of time, but love the concept, great concept. I love your story and your passion. You focus way too much on how it works and not on the important things. And you sprinkled in some benefits in there which were hard to pull out. But the problem's clear. You didn't put any numbers in the problem slide, which you did say, and it's really good to say what put numbers in, to give an idea.
Sure.
There are a lot of things missing from your deck. It's a really nice looking deck. It's a great start, but there's quite a lot missing there, especially around the numbers. What's the opportunity basically? What's the size? What's your model? What's your plan? I know you just explained it. But the traction is great traction. It's not clear from the slide whether that's new users per month or total users per month. But yeah, just keeping that brief. A few notes there. Hopefully that was helpful.
Oh yeah, that definitely. Thank you very much for your feedback. And it's taken up. We've updated the slide. After that, we have all the numbers and everything. On that, we have an Excel where we maintain all the numbers every day. And thank you. That is really insightful. And also the point, because it was just a 5 minutes thing, and I kind of I took up a lot of time on how it works. Basically, the benefits, of course, you nailed it. I had to tell a lot about the benefits, but the thing is that, right now, if you see, people are using it in various different ways. Educators are creating videos like Conquest of Alexander, right? And then
you've got to be succinct when you're presenting and in the deck, in your presentation deck as well, not necessarily the deck that you give out. But you didn't even include things like your go-to-market strategy, your model, your team. It's really important to highlight the team.
Right.
You seem to have a great team, and you haven't even got team slide. And obviously the ask. We don't even know what you're asking us for investment.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, thank you very much. That is a really good, insightful feedback, and I'll take it. Thank you very much.
Okay, Eric, could you share your thoughts on this as well?
Yeah, I think it was a fantastic pitch. Product is super necessary. I think right now, when it comes to AI, it's not so much about what is the most, the fastest model or competing against OpenAI. I think it's more about how do you apply it to meaningful problems. So I think the problem that you're solving now, it is a niche market. And if there is a dying need for it, which I don't know if there is not, I think it will be a great product. I think one thing that I do want to say is that if you're fundraising this early stage, your current revenue is not going to impress the VC regardless because you're so early stage, right? And that's fine. But what you should probably also focus on is how sticky is your product? Like what kind of metrics are you tracking that shows that the user is going to use this product long term, right? Because a lot of these Gen AI tools, someone might sign up, use it for a month just to play with it, but then go to a different Gen AI tool, right? So if you have any type of metrics to show that, hey, they're actually staying
That's a
around,
very interesting point. Yeah, I mean,
and they're generating a lot of videos, then I
right.
think that is a very good point to pitch.
Yeah. So we have 80% return customers, which is like one thing which was very kind of good for our tool at this point of time, and we were really happy with that because people are coming back and making videos. So we thought that definitely we should keep working on this and take it to the next level.
Yeah, I think that alone is great to tell investors, hey, listen, the retention rate is high. They're generating on average X amount of videos per day. They spend this much time per day on this. That will kind of bring more confidence when pitching to investors as well too, because you're so early on and revenue is not that impressive, right? So that's all. But other than that, great pitch, man. Congrats on your support.
Thank you, Eric.
All right. Thank you, RealCraft. And thank you to the judges for your constructive feedback. Let's move on to our next startup. Next, we have Proify stepping into the spotlight. Proify is making waves in the real estate industry with a comprehensive software solution aimed at simplifying operations for real estate agencies and realtors. Proify, the stage is yours.
Hello, my name is Javier. I am from Spain, and I am the CEO of Proify. To define Proify in one sentence, Proify is an all-in-one software for real estate agencies and realtors. Basically, we found a problem in the market. There is a problem with time, lack of time from real estate agencies to manage the business. Up to 85% of them claim they lose too much time on administrative work. And the solution the market offers right now don't cover all their needs. There are so many solutions out there, but it doesn't exist this all-in-one platform that will help real estate agencies to manage the business in one place. And because of that, they suffer a loss of business, because what a real estate agency always wants to do is to sell more properties, rent more properties, and get more property owners. At Proify, we launched an all-in-one real estate software that will help real estate agencies to manage the business in just one place, in the cloud. Right now, we have 4 different features. We have the synchronization with real estate portals, so agencies can synchronize their properties portfolio with the main real estate listings. We also offer a powerful real estate CRM, so they can manage the relationship they have with their clients. We have a task management tool, something like Trello or Asana, similar, so they can manage their daily activities. And we also offer a real estate website, so real estate agencies will be able to synchronize the property portfolio, not only with the real estate portals, but also with their own website. So everything is in one place and they can synchronize with everything. Their own website, real estate portals, in just one click. Our business model is clear. How we make money. We are a B2B SaaS with a subscription model with monthly and yearly subscriptions. The prices are from 30 euros to 75. We have 3 different plans, and we also offer 2 different modules of 40 euros each for acquisition of property owners and also for valuations. We offer a free trial of 14 days where users can register for free and use Proify with no limits. After those 14 days, they may subscribe to one of the plans. If they don't do it, they will go for the freemium plan where they can use Proify, but with some limitations in the functionality. The market is the real estate industry. As you may know, is one of the main industries of the economy. We want to capture a total of 20 million euros only in Spain, 250 million in Europe, and 15 billion euros globally. We are talking about one of the main industries of the economy with tens of thousands of businesses that work only for this industry. They are competitors, okay? It's a big market, but what's our value proposition? How we want to differentiate from them? Our value proposition is about 2 aspects, the 2 axes. The all-in-one concept. We are building this powerful tool in the cloud so agencies can manage all their business in just one place. And not only that, because the main problem is the lack of time. So we don't just want to build this powerful tool so they can do everything, pretty much everything, but it has to be very easy to use, where usability, UX, UI are very important. So they will have more time to be where? On the street, getting property owners, selling properties, renting houses. Our go-to-market, we are a B2B, so that means the sales part is going to be to play an important role. But at Pridefy, we believe that if we want to scale the business in other countries, digital marketing campaigns are going to be very important. We have to think that real estate agencies are very active on social media. They usually post on Instagram, Facebook, nice houses with nice pictures to get clients. And we use these social media channels to get the agencies. And if we want to scale the business, the agencies are everywhere, are in big cities, small villages, wealthy neighborhoods, poor neighborhoods, they're everywhere. So with this kind of campaigns, we are going to be able to be more effective in order to get the clients in other countries. About the roadmap, we launched the MVP in 2022 with the first clients. We joined one of the main accelerators here in Spain called Lanzadera. They help us to raise funds with the first pre-seed round of 120,000 euros, and also with 60,000 euros from ENISA, which is a local entity here in Spain that they give funds, they give grants to startups. This year we want to be the traction year with 250 clients. The next one will be the growth year, 1,500 clients. Then go internationally with plus over 7,000 clients, and finally becoming the software #1 in real estate in Spain and Europe with more than 20,000 clients. We already have traction. We launched the campaigns in 2022. So here we can see that we got some clients, but we had many things to fix. It was the first MVP. And then we decided to stop and fix these issues, these bugs, rebuild the tool. And then we are bouncing back, relaunching the campaigns, and we are getting double-digit growth with 4,000 euros of ARR and growing with very little resources, but we are able to grow. So that's very, very important.
I hate to interrupt you, Javier, but you have 1 more minute left. Okay, thank you. We are raising funds of 250,000 euros. It's 150,000 euros from business angels, plus 100,000 euros from ENISA, which is this local entity that gives grants to entrepreneurs. It will be for getting 2 engineers, 1 SDR, and the rest in marketing. We already raised 45,000 euros. We have 105,000 euros available. And the team, we are 2 co-founders. I am the CEO and co-founder. I work for Colded. It was an important company here in Spain that was sold for 190 million euros. I was in charge of the marketing area. I also worked for another startup that was sold for 45 million euros. I've been working for 2 different startups that were sold, so that's very important. And Jose worked for Factorial, which is another tech company in Spain, very important. Became unicorn 2 years ago with a run of $120 million. We want to build this big tech company for the real estate industry and help the agencies to digitize the business. Thank you very much. Thank you so much, Javier, for sharing your story with us. All right, Aaron, let's start with you again.
Yeah, I think again, I think you did a very good job with picking the startups to pitch. I think Pridefy, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it correctly. It's definitely an amazing platform, and also just to comment on your pitch, I think it has like some of the very important things that VCs or angel investors would want to look at, especially as you're fundraising. However, I think the competition slide does not really show clearly how you are better than your competitors. I think that's something, I know you don't also want to overburden the pitch with too much information, but that's definitely something you need to look into. I see that you put your company right up there at the top right, but sometimes these graphs don't mean anything especially to people who don't understand how it works. So if you don't put it in the deck, then probably when pitching, it's better to it's better to say clearly, or focus on the points where you do better than your competitors.
Hi, Javier. I love the presentation, very, very clear. So yeah, good job there. And the deck is quite nice. Again, there are numbers missing. You've got a very clear goal, 250 users by the end of this year, but you haven't given us the cost of acquisition, for example, and the lifetime value of the customers. Now I think you said you've got 45 paying customers and double-digit growth, I think you said. So you should have those numbers, how much it costs you to acquire. Now, am I right in saying that the platform is finished, is done, is usable, or there's a lot more work?
It is.
Because it looked like you had half of the ask was for technology, so that was a little bit confusing as to why that is the case if the product is kind of there. So that's one thing. Yeah, I would agree with Aaron. The competition slide, it's good to put you talked about the sort of your USP and your value proposition, but you didn't present that. So maybe that would be a better way of presenting the competition. I agree with Aaron on that. Because it's also slightly hard to believe that you're the only one that's that's usable and all in one. Yeah, so the numbers, and then the 20 million, the Tam, you kind of didn't say what that is. So it'd be nice to know what that 20 million euros is. Is that their spend on technology? Is that what they're going to spend on you? If you capture 100% of the market, for example. So just make it clear what those numbers mean. And a few other minor points, but overall, I loved your team slide. And there are a few errors. There are a few errors in your slide, but always, this is for everybody, never have errors in your slide. And there's a few points I would add, but they're mine. So yeah, well done, and thanks very much.
Thank you, Stuart, for your comments. And well, yes, we will work on everything on that. Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah, Javier, really enjoyed your pitch. I think it's a really unique product. It's certainly a niche space. I think when it comes to niche markets, it can be a gift and a curse when you're talking to VCs, mainly because not everyone understands the problem that real estate agents face. So, for example, when you mentioned, the problem is that you're wasting a lot of time, right? There's no time, right? You have to tell me, what does that mean, right? Because I'm not a real estate agent, so I don't know what's the consequences of your target audience not having time, right? So does that mean they're losing tens of thousands of dollars of sales or customers, etc.? So definitely explain that, especially if you're going to be pitching to a wide net of VCs that are not particularly well versed in the real estate industry. They will want to know, because for me, when I heard that, I was like, I don't feel a sense of urgency here. Like, I still don't understand what the problem is. Is there like a burning pain here, right? But I'm sure there are, right? That's why you have traction and whatnot. I think that's basically my only piece of feedback, because right now fundraising is very difficult. So it's hard to just focus on VCs that only focus on real estate or whatever industry that you categorize you're in. You got to target a lot of different investors. So you got to make sure that the burning pain point is delivered quickly and well detailed enough for everyone to understand. So that's my feedback.
Well, thank you very much, Eric. Yeah, it makes sense what you say about this, to point out better the problem. And well, basically they lose revenue, they lose clients, but maybe it's important to say how much they lose.
100%. 100%. You got to tell me, like, hey, like, this is actually like a really dying need right now, because we know real estate agents, they work on commission, right? So it hurts their commission or hurts their sales. That's something that you got to explain to me right away. Otherwise, I just can't really resonate with the problem.
Okay, we will take into account that and work on it. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, Javier. Great job.
Thank you so much, Javier, for that insightful look into your solution. And thanks again for our judges for your invaluable feedback. Now, let's shift our focus to the next startup. Please welcome First Pass AI. This team is transforming the recruitment process with their AI-powered technical interviewer assistant, making candidate evaluations more efficient and effective. First Pass AI, please share with us your approach.
Sorry. Hi, everybody. How are you? Good to see you all, and very valuable feedback I'm already getting. So I would love to share my screen. Thank you very much for having me here. First Pass AI, as Carol mentioned, it's a AI-powered technical interviewer, basically, that is streamlining the candidate's technical evaluation, and that runs 24/7 instant feedback, and that we believe that can revolutionize the recruitment process. Meet Etisham. He was a technical manager in a couple of companies, and past 14 years, he worked as a senior technical lead, technical manager, and CTO. And there was a couple of common problems that he faced that I will identify in the next slide. And now he's the founder of a startup. He's performing as a HR himself. because of bootstrapping his business, and he doesn't have much of the funds to hire recruitment agencies because they are highly paid. And being a technical manager and CTO, it was a really hectic to find a right talent for the position, for the technical positions, and the cost of HR and recruitment agencies were high for those companies as well. So what is the solution? Solution is something that can automate this whole process and do the recommendations of the right talent with your least involvement. So that is one few of the problems that he he in different positions faced. One of was the time mismatching. Whenever he's available, the candidate might not be available, so there is always a time mismatch. So there is a very close and small window where he needs to he has available slots for the candidates to interview. Another problem was not finding the right talent. Some people write something in the CV, but when you start interviewing them, you identify that that is not the right candidate you're looking for. And more often it happens that there is no show up during the interview. So it's always waste hours of time in a day for you. So as I mentioned, the solution could be something automated solution that is recruiting on behalf of you and your least involvement is required. And that is First Pass. First Pass is basically a powered interviewer assistant that is doing interview 24/7. It is happening simultaneously. Any candidates can come in, jump in, and start giving the interviews. This process will evaluate them fairly, and that is giving the two-way recommendations to the companies and to the candidates as well. Benefits will be obviously this is a time efficient, and this will be cost efficient as well. Hiring recruitment agencies or spending a lot of time on HR will save you a lot of money. It will be not biased, and there will be quality hires because there is a technical evaluation based on some measurable questions, and the process will definitely be speed up to reduce the time and efforts that you put in technical hiring. Some of the use cases that I ran on LinkedIn, and we saw that most of the people said that it is hours of job to just screen out some candidates by reviewing the CVs or scheduling the interviews. And some people said that it takes few days of time. So with First Pass, we can definitely reduce all these time. How it works is that companies comes in, they publish the job, share on the social media, and candidates can click on the link and they can submit apply, and right away they can start giving their video interviews. And that the process is very simple, that they just give the video interview, they get the recommendation, etc. Company gets the result based on AI, and they take the decision on shortlisting and hiring. For the candidates, it's simple. They apply for the job, they give the video interview right away, and the recommendations, if they don't get hired, they get the recommendations of the similar job to the other companies. In competition, we have a few competitions: Spark Hire, Iris, Smart Recruit, Paradox, etc. They are doing AI-based chatbot, but it's not a video interview. Spark Hire does the video interview, VCV does, but this is one-way interactive interview. This is not two-way interactive interview. What happens is that people comes in, they read the questions written on the screen or some recorded videos, and they start answering to record their videos, and then the interviewers gets later on, they review the video, watch the video, and they evaluate it. So again, the time is required by the interviewer and the company employer, who senior technical resources, who wants to take the interview. Interview.ai is our direct competitor, and they are doing in US market. Market size is huge. As we see, the SaaS market size is 273 billion, and the growth is expected to 908 billion by 2030. If we just talk about the global software engineering market size, that is growing, and that is going to be 99 billion by 2028. And AI recruitment market size is also huge. That was 630 million in 2022, but by 2028, it is going to be almost a 1 billion. Subscription model, I'm still working on the financial model, but based on some financial analysis and feedback from the people, we are giving SaaS packages, 2 packages, and one is the custom, that is going to be enterprise custom plan based on the requirement needs. Roadmap we are launching in early next month. Beta launch, we have already taken the interest of 2 recruitment agencies and 9 software companies who are interested to get this product and use it. And our launch will be after 2 months after the beta testing and improvement. this is the team. I'm the founder. I've been 14 years in software industry and 9 years in technical recruitment with team leading experiences. Mr. Muhammad Amir is the advisor. He is a serial entrepreneur. He has been working in various organizations in Saudi Arabia, and Hanan is the open source contributor. He's working as an AML developer along with me. So that is all from our side. I would love to hear from you and your feedback to improve, definitely. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you so much, Said, for the sharing. Okay, Aaron, please lead us off with your feedback.
Yeah, yes, again, very interesting startup. However, I have a few observations. I think when it comes to the problem, I mean, on the solution, you really expatiated well on the things that you do and so on. But on the problem side, I still don't understand what is the principal problem that you're focusing on. I think it's super important that when you pitch or even from your slides, whoever is looking, any stakeholder, be it investor or whatever, we should be able to understand what the problem is. You talked about a few problems, this and that, but it's hard to tell what is the key problem that the company is focusing on. And beyond the problem, going down to the team, I think it looks like a one-man show. It looks like you, one person, and then the advisor. I think there should be a focus on that team slide should focus more on the people that are working with you on a day-to-day basis. You might include advisors on, an additional slide or maybe even on the same slide, but it's important to know, I mean, is your company just made up of one department, tech, and then that's it? So I think, so the problem, the team slide, and then also when it comes to the market size, I think there's a bit of work to be done there. You need to, we need some information on how you got those numbers and the growth trajectory the growth projection that you have. If this number is coming from somewhere, you might want to just reference it when you're pitching. Even if you don't put it on the slide, you can say, okay, this data came from this and that. And we want to see how this data relates to your business and what strategies. I think this feedback was given to another founder that pitched moments ago, but it's also important for you. We want to know the strategies that you're going to put in place, to gain whatever market share that you're going to gain. But otherwise, good job.
Hi. Well, first of all, given that this was your first ever pitch, you started off a bit muddled, but I thought that you recovered very well. So well done. There's obviously work to be done, but I thought that you did a fantastic job, given that this was your first ever pitch. Again, I agree with Aaron. The problem, it wasn't clear, and the numbers, the actual impact of the problem is so important to understand. As Eric was saying, to understand, is this a burning problem? Is this a problem that people will pay for? And then on the traction side, I think you said, but you didn't make it clear, it was sort of in passing, but it's so important. I know you haven't launched your product yet, but it's so important to show some kind of traction. So, interviewing potential customers, lining up potential customers, letters of intent or pre-orders or some, partnerships, some kind of traction. The more traction you can show, the better, especially at this very early stage. Again, there were quite a few errors in your deck. You must avoid errors. The deck does need a lot of work. There's too much text on the deck. And therefore, reiterating what Aaron's saying, it's not clear. You can't very clearly get what the problem is and your solution and your go-to-market strategy. The numbers, they just weren't clear, and especially the market size. I don't think, unless I've missed something, I don't think the SaaS market size is relevant. It's what is the market size of the people with the problem that you're looking at, and then the competition. On the competition, it's going to be really tight competition. So it's really important to understand your uniqueness, your unique value proposition, and make that clear. We are unique because of X. This is why people will buy us, and that's proven. There's confidence of that through the interviews we've had with potential customers. So yeah, they're my headline things. So hopefully that's useful to you.
Thank you very much. Yes, definitely. It's really insightful. I have written down all the points I'm going to improve. Definitely. Thank you very much.
Hey, Eric here. So actually, I really enjoyed your pitch. I think the product is pretty cool. I do agree with Stuart and Aaron. I think there's some slides that can be more detailed and polished up. I think that's also just comes from, just your first time pitching and, you're talking to more VCs, et cetera. So I don't have too much complaints about your pitch. I think it's great overall. One thing though, and it's obviously like a personal preference of mine, I think your deck should go through a bit of a redesign. It was a little bit, the color was overlapping a little bit, difficult for me to read. There was like that rounded design in the back, and there was words kind of going through it. So it was kind of distracting for me. And the reason why I bring this up is not because I'm like some crazy designer, but it's because investors just really only have about 20 seconds to read your deck. So the last thing you want is for them to be distracted about something simple as design rather than the content that you have in your slides, right? So I think all that can be improved. So I will recommend a clearer decks template. There's a bunch of templates online that you can look for. I would say even the other presenters here had great decks as well too. So definitely just find a better template. But yeah, overall, I think it was a great pitch, especially for your first one. Bravo.
Thank you very much, Eric. Really appreciate everyone's feedback. I'm definitely going to improve, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Said, for the presentation, and thank you, judges, again for this engaged and very thoughtful feedback. Okay, let's moving on. Coming up next is Take a Trip. They are dedicated to making travel more inclusive and affordable, helping everyone plan memorable trips that support local economies. Take a Trip. Please tell us more about your story.
Hello, my name is Bertel. I'm going to tell you more about Take a Trip. My actual name means to tell something, so this should be fun. Okay, I created this application because my grandfather and also my grandmother, she's been in a wheelchair since I was about 12 years old, and it's always been really hard to find places to go with that in mind. Budget restriction with access needs is very prevalent in the world. It's about 1.6 billion people, or 18% of the population, that goes unserviced a lot. So a lot of things are mainly done for able-bodied people, and they're not really done in a way that allows them to navigate the world through their restrictions. It's always, and also in terms of platforms, there's a lot of juggling that's done. So if I go to Google Maps to look for restaurants, I go to meetups.com to find things in terms of like activities, and putting that together as a list has always kind of been a problem for me and others as well. Bridging the gap, the access gap, and celebrating local businesses. From a B2C standpoint, we prioritize accessibility, affordability, and personalized travel experiences. That means putting accessibility first and the experience second. So we're basically helping people navigate based on their limited needs and not so much the experiences they want to have, which oftentimes doesn't really include their actual physical or mental or just in general their access needs. And then from a business to business standpoint, we are help them market to their B2C clients through kind of creating by the same thing, access needs first and then offers later. So we're an affordable advertising solution. Usually small businesses spend about 10% of their money on advertising and marketing. So we're trying to, and our tiered pricing is very set to them in order to make it affordable for them. And also we don't create any kind of competition with big brands. So it's only for small businesses that we advertise. This is our user application. You can kind of see the flow of it. It's like pick and select. You can find things that you want to do and have those things curated towards you in terms of your access needs. That includes disability needs, but we also want to grow into a place where we do things like credit cards accepted, which is like where I live in Berlin is a big thing, or unisex bathrooms, which is pretty universal now these days, but it's always nice to have that safety net when you go out to know what you should be expecting and what you can get. And setting time limits and budget, which can be really helpful as well, because time specifically right now is wanting to make sure the places I want to go to are open as well when I pick things. Because like I said, multi-platform juggling is also included in that as well. We're constantly moving through things in order to be able to find things that are open at the same time and that people actually want to go to and their needs are met. And discover and share, like multi-platform juggling again, once again, it's always really hard to share a bunch of links. So we've created a export where you can make an itinerary, curate it, change things you do and don't like, and have your needs on each panel that we have there that you can tell what's going on where and like what is available there, and then also exporting to your friends to share later. Market overview. Where most apps fall short is itinerary planning and personal curation. It's always experience first and then access needs later. And like I said before, it's a lot of juggling around and figuring out what meets people's needs and what in reality rather than just giving them things that are actually consider them as a whole person. It's more been about always just giving you experiences or restaurants and things like that. From a B2C standpoint, I think what's mostly important is that we're not creating the wheel, we want to be a part of the wheel. Or recreating the wheel, the term is, we want to be a part of the wheel. So part of that is a lot of collaborations with content creators that already make content around affordable things to do, like here in Berlin or New York City, and also coupling them with people who are about accessibility and how they can be kind of a bridge together in order to make things more inclusive for people. And then we call our B2B customers experience providers because they are providing experiences for our users. And from that, we would like to establish value through our collaborations from B2C standpoint, and then implement some competitive pricing where we're able to meet businesses where they're at. So it's around $35 a month with upfront payments average. And the difference between the tiers is mainly how much you get to advertise on the application. But claiming the business itself is free. So in order to have data independence and be more profitable in the future, we really need original data and accurate data as well on accessibility needs. Right now, we're getting it from Google API, which is a reliable source, but we also want to get away from that. And in terms of traction, as of now, we've built a business plan, and we also, as of right now, we're working on the app is built in Figma, and then we're working on the engineering. The engineering is pretty much done. We're just figuring out some bugs, and we would like to launch in like Q3 this year. And started collaborating with content creators, and along the way, just meet our metrics and goals in terms of in Q1 of 2025, starting to look out for B2B subscribers and going from there, and also just building a strong team of people as well to work on the application. These are our founders. There's me, Vertel, and then Luke is our design lead while Sydney does engineering. Together, we have combined experience at really big brand companies that we plan to use and be leaders in our own company while staying curious, which I feel like how these companies have grown. We have experience in accounting, finance, creative production, engineering, and design. And use of funds. I think it's really important that we are cultivating strategic relationships and partnerships with people, especially content creators, and doing marketing initiatives that advertise directly to the people that we plan to serve, which is already there in terms of the audience. We just want to use the audiences that people have of content creators, and that obviously costs money to partner with them. And then sustaining maintenance and growth in user and the UX. So right now we're based in Berlin and also San Francisco. So with that, there's like a 9-hour time difference. So we plan to use that in order to our benefit, in order to be able to turn around faster on any kind of maintenance that needs to happen on the application. And then also we want to transition the 3 of us founders to being full-time and building out a sales team, marketing team, and a UX team and engineering team as well, to be able to sustain the application, because you need people. And that's it.
All right, Vertel, thank you for sharing your vision for the inclusive and affordable travel with us. Okay, Aaron, could you start maybe with your feedback?
Sure. Thank you, Carol, and thank you for the pitch, Vertel. I have a couple of points. So, one is, to be honest, your problem and solution is not very clear. From the pitch, from the slides, and even from your explanation, it's hard. Maybe we will see what the other panelists think, because probably I'm struggling to understand what the problem is very clearly and what the solution is. And then I think on your problem slide, you might want to use less text maybe you want to use some graphs or some images, something that could speak to the problem also, or that could make the problem a lot more obvious. Maybe this is why I didn't get the problem. And then secondly, I think on your team slide, I feel there is we don't have like a balance of skills. I think it's more of tech and design.
It's just like I didn't have my like notes that I was just gonna look at to read prompts that I had finished like yesterday. So it was just kind of hard to like just mouth things without actually having like actual something to look at. So I was trying to like bounce back. But we're pretty skilled in accounting, engineering, finance. Like I have myself as accounting, finance, creative production, which I've been doing for the last 6 years. And then there's a designer who just focuses on design. There's an engineer who just focuses on engineering.
Okay, no issues. I mean, that's just a comment that you want to think about. And then third and most important comment for me, I mean, I personally feel like it's a bit too early to raise, especially you're looking to raise 500K. And from what I understand, you don't have an MVP yet. You have a mock-up of it in Figma, but you don't have an actual product yet. So I want to suggest that maybe because the idea behind the co-founding team is you should at least be able to create a minimum viable product, using, I mean, your own resources and your skills. That's where the balance of skills comes in. You should be at least able to create an invitation and then think about fundraising. So, I mean, those are the points that I have. Let's see what the other judges think.
Thanks, Aaron. Hi, Vitel. Thanks for that. I know you got flustered at the beginning. It's a known compatibility issue with Google Slides and Zoom, unfortunately. But yeah, I do actually agree with Aaron. I was actually quite confused. The problem just really wasn't very clear, and it sort of started off on the wrong foot, really. The opportunity wasn't clear. What's the problem you're solving? I get the solution. I get that you're creating something which is has accessibility in mind and the whole package in mind rather than individual experiences. But the opportunity wasn't clear to me. You're asking for a lot of money, and as Aaron said, this, you haven't even got an MVP. This is definitely pre-seed money you're looking for, but there was no evidence of traction. There was no that I picked out, and I got confused. So I was trying to read and listen at the same time, and it was just all very difficult. The slides, there's a lot of text, should be very clear. You mix things up, so it made it really difficult to sort of pull out the things that I'm looking for. One of which is what is the opportunity, but the other is, as I said, the traction. You're very early stage. Again, what have you got any partnership deals lined up, for example? Have you got any customers lined up? How many people have you spoken to that give you evidence that people will actually pay you, especially with so much money that you're asking for?
So do you think that should be something I state? Because that's something I was going to say, because we do have a list of people signed up and partnerships ready to go, but I didn't really have a chance.
That should be
in the deck, like physically. Yeah,
put it in the deck. Make it very clear. As I said, everything was a little bit unclear, and there was too much text, and it was confusing, and I just struggled to take in what I wanted to. But yeah, traction, especially at your early stage where you haven't got an MVP, is critical, because it's the only thing that investors have to go on to say, what is the opportunity? What are the chances you're actually going to have a viable business? Another point I want to make, and sorry, I'm confused, so I'm sort of coming across in a very unstructured and garbled way. But another point I wanted to make was your ask of funds. It wasn't very clear what milestones you're going to reach with those funds, when you're going to reach those milestones.
I thought that's what the 18-month roadmap was for. I made a whole roadmap of like what the milestones are, and the use of funds was just telling.
Yeah, maybe I didn't connect the dots. You've got to make it crystal clear. This is what we're asking for. This is what we're going to do with that money. This is when we're going to do it by, and this is the breakdown of those funds. Now, Aaron is right. You're asking for a lot of money at such an early stage, but
what's the best way to do that? Sorry to cut you off, but like, what's the best way to do that? Because there is a graph and there's a text, so I'm just kind of confused on like what's the
I think there's
best
4 pieces of information that I said. There are standard decks. You can look up the standard decks. The way to show.
Yeah,
this
but that
is
is
the
the
ask, this is the
standard way
breakdown.
that I've been using. So I'm just kind of confused on like what to do because like I've tried many ways. This is probably like the 60th deck I made. So it'd be nice to have a little bit more information on like what is appeasing to the eye for people.
A pie chart. A pie chart of this is what we're going to. This is the breakdown. And this is the ask, this is the breakdown, and these are the milestones we're going to reach. We're going to do this by then, this by then, this by then. Just simple. The simpler, the better.
So I think great product, a great direction. I think your team is really strong. I think the only thing that you probably should have done is probably not taken this pitch and shift it for next month, where you would feel better, you're more confident, etc. But with that said, yeah, I hope that helps.
Thank you all for your feedback. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you so much, Bertel, for still making it happen today, and also to our judges for your very supportive feedback. All right. Okay, now let's proceed to our final startup of the day. Last, but certainly not least, we have D2B Cargo. They are innovating in the logistics space with their SaaS-based marketplace that connects shippers directly with transporters. D2B Cargo, it's time to showcase your pitch.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me here. My name is David Einstein. I'm the founder of D2B Cargo. I believe you can see my screen, yeah?
Yes, we can see it. Yes.
Yes, perfect. So let me really quickly walk you through my presentation. See, D2B Cargo is a Uber for trucks, SaaS-based marketplace platform connecting the shippers and the truckers without any third-party intervention. So talking about the problems between the shipper and trucker, there is no system to organize freelance truckers. I'm talking about the existing platform, and there is no e-commerce platform to connect the customers or the drivers directly, and none of the existing platform is providing any negotiation space for the customers. And also there will be a credit period of 30 to 45 days to receive the final payment from the third-party logistics to the transporters. So we are providing the solution through our platform, which will allow the shippers and the truckers connecting directly, and also to get paid instantly through our invoice factoring platform, which is yet to come in the to be added in the product. And also we are providing only the verified transporters and the shippers to connect. So we are providing this solution through our Android plus as well as the web platform. We are already in the market. Now we have close to 6,000 plus registered users there, out of which 4,000 plus are the truckers, and close to 2,000 shippers are registered. Totally, we have 10,000 plus app downloads. Now it is not available in iOS. Now in Android, the main reason is we are now in India, and 99% of the transporters are using the Android platform. So this is a unique business model, huge market potential. Even in India, it's a $330 billion market only from the road logistics. And also our plan in the future is to take it to the next level, which is pan India, then go global. And after that, once we got enough traction across the globe, we will be establishing our warehouses as well. So how we are going to approach talking about the Indian market, because the literacy rate is not that par with the rest of the world. So if someone can use their WhatsApp or their Facebook on their mobile, they can very well use this product. This is as user friendly as the other social media apps. And we are focusing both on B2B and B2C. B2B, we will be focusing through Google campaigns, as well as sending our marketing executives, meeting them, and the B2C will be focused through the social media platforms. So these are all some of the key differentiators in the competitors that we have here in India. Porter, Wahak, and Blackbuck are the major competitors. See, the interesting fact here is this Porter, Wahak, and Blackbuck, everyone is from the startup space. None of the existing providers that you can see over here, because no one is providing the direct trucker or shipper connectivity. Though the Porter and the Blackbuck, they will not even connect the shippers and trucker directly. They will, act as an intermediary and take their commission out. Then only they will be connecting, except the Wahak. Wahak will be kind of connecting the shipper and trucker directly, but before connecting, they will expect the users to bid for the loads that they have provided. And this is the road logistics market size. I'm talking from the 22-23 GDP, which is 3.2 trillion of Indian GDP, out of which 14.4% contribution comes from the logistics industry, and 70% of that comes from only from the road logistics, which is 332 billion. And our aim is to penetrate at least 1% another coming 5 to 7 years. And about the total addressable market, yes, we can address the 431 billion Indian logistic market, but we are going to start with the road logistics in the beginning. Once we have, our steady progress here in India, we will be focusing on the global 5 trillion market. So this is the projected revenue for my 250K ask. So we will be crossing. So I'm not taking you guys, one by one on the numbers. Maybe, we can discuss if everything goes fine. So we will be, crossing the break even in the second year. And at the end of the 5th year, so the total revenue will be 32 crore rupees. It's in terms of rupees, but in terms of it is 328 million rupees. So this is how it's going to be the profit after tax, which will be 286 million rupees at the end of the final year. So how we are going to, spend our ask? We are already in the market, so we don't have to spend much on the product development side. So most of the money will be spent for the marketing, which is 42%. The operations comes next. The salary 30%, and we will also reserve 4% for any of the unforeseen things may happen, down the line. So this is the roadmap. We have started the project in 2018 as started the development. Then the COVID came in. Then we have registered our company as a private limited company in 2021 November. We are also registered with Startup India as well as in Startup Tamil Nadu, which is a state and the central government body of India. And also we are accepted for the acceleration incubation program for the government of India, which is called ACIC, and also for another one international body called Wadhwani Foundation, which is based in the US, on their incubation acceleration program. This is the management team. I have now 18 plus years of experience working with software services and the product companies. And also I have another software services company called 3 Infotech, providing the web, mobile app, backend cloud, solution to our clients across the globe, mainly in the US, ANC, as well as in UK. And my wife, she is into the education industry, and she holds 10% of D2B cargo, and I hold 90%. The advisor, my friend, he is also CFO of another one fintech startup, which is called Credit Mantri, which is now a $1 million valuation. So this is what basically I am. Thank you very much, and I'm open to take the Q&A, please.
All right. Thank you so much, David. Okay, we start with Aaron again. What's your take, Aaron, on this?
Yeah, thank you so much, David. Very good pitch. I think your deck has, a lot of information. I think the comments that have already been given on previous decks, you need to take that as well. It's too wordy, a lot of words, instead of just like, for example, on the team slide, I don't think anyone will have the time to read through the mountain of text that you put under each person. Maybe you just want to highlight key skills, the role of the person, the key skills that qualify this person to occupy that role. And then beyond you, your wife, and the advisor, you want to also, I think the team deck is where you market yourself, because most investors will initially be investing in you. So you want to show the people that are doing the work, the companies that they've worked for. I think some founders did very well with the logos and so on. So that's the feedback on the team slide. Then I think generally speaking, if you're looking to raise money from investors outside of India, you might want to consider putting your figures in US dollars or in one of the currencies, because I think the figures in rupees, and I think even you got confused yourself, the figures were looking too big, and you can summarize, like million, you can use M, billion, you can use B, and things like that. It will make your life a lot easier when you're pitching. So that's it for me.
Thanks, Aaron. Hi, David. Yeah, I was laughing because I think your passion comes across in the deck, in that you want to tell us everything at once. And it was like, boom, we were hit with everything, like all on one slide. It got a little bit better as it went on. I agree with everything that Aaron said, but that doesn't take away from the fact that, you've got a great opportunity, it seems like here. There did seem to be a bit of a gap on the roadmap was obviously not roadmap, it's historical, it's not future, but there was a big gap. I don't know what's been happening in that time, so I can't see the sort of trend of, I think you said something like, where is it, 6,000 users, 2,000 shippers, 10,000 down, great numbers, but over what period of time? I want to see that. But your numbers for future revenue, that's good. But yeah, absolutely, in dollars, that's just meaningless to anyone outside of India, and anyone, but most people. Yeah, is it really true that this is a unique solution globally? I mean, did I hear you right, that there's no solution that does this?
Exactly. See, even there is in US, there is a something called Uber for Freight. What they will do is they will also connect the shipper trucker connection that they are doing. But what they do is, they will be stand in between and take 15 to 20% as their commission.
Okay.
And they will fix the price. They will not allow the shipper to negotiate and fix the price.
Okay. So it's not unique, but there's a unique value in what you've got. Okay.
Exactly.
Fantastic.
So we are the only one. We are allowing the users to negotiate and fix the price.
Yeah. All right. Fantastic. I think what you have is brilliant. You are definitely passionate, your team, but you undersell yourself in the team slide because no one's going to read that. I love the mountain of text. I like that expression. Take, with the deck, take the reader on a journey. You've got a lot of great stuff there. One sort of thing I would say is, did you say you were going to create an iOS app? Because there didn't seem to be any funds allocated from the ask for that, unless it's within operations or something. I didn't quite catch if you said you're going to create an iOS app.
At the moment, I'm going to stay within India for this kind of money. We are still bootstrapped. We are looking for 1 crore, which is 125 that I have already spent from my end, more than 125 euros for developing the project. I have my 4 people dedicated for this from the technical team working on it. Once we have established this, we will be moving forward to the rest of the world. I was also there in, I got an invitation from Dubai Chamber of Commerce from Dubai, and I pitched it to them. But the problem is, I got a chance to get connected with a couple of investors as well, but their ticket size starts from 10 million. And also they want to see the MRR, ARR in millions. But we are still in the pre-revenue stage. We are, creating the traction in the market. So I don't have any strong numbers to show them as in MRR.
Yeah. But you have good user numbers, and you must therefore know what you've spent getting those numbers. So, if it's just a case of if it's scalable, if it's online marketing, I'm just trying to look back on your slide to see what your strategy, your go-to-market and marketing strategy are. But if it's a case of the more money you throw at marketing, the more users you get, and the product is scalable, the business is scalable, the marketing strategy is scalable, then why not ask for more? If you've got that, as I said, if you know what it costs to get a customer and you know the time that it takes to get those customers, why not have a slightly more aggressive strategy, which might open up more investment opportunities for you?
To be honest, my ask in the beginning was kind of 1 million. Then, I spoke to many advisors here in India. But what they advised is, of course, there is again, I have shown a company called Bahak, which is still on the pre-stage revenue, but they have already raised 20 million US. And the Blackbuck, they have raised close to 500 million. But still, but from my end, what they advised is, if you are a bootstrap looking for your seed investment, try to go low, in terms of
Different
getting
people
your
have different
first.
opinions. I mean, I don't know what 10 million rupees is in dollars, so I don't know what you're actually asking for.
I'm sorry, 125,000 US is what I'm asking.
Right. Okay. That's that is very low. Given that you just want to accelerate your customer acquisition. Okay, I'll shut up now. Thanks for that. But no, really enjoyed your pitch. But just take me on a journey in the pitch rather than hitting me in the face.
Right. So yeah, I'll jump in with some feedback. I think I'm kind of like a parrot repeating what Stuart and Aaron is saying. More is not always better. I think you got to look at the pitch deck as kind of like this, for lack of better words, like dangling a carrot in front of a VC's face, right? Like you want to give them some great things that's happening at your company, but don't give all the details where they don't even have a reason to have a conversation with you, right? And I would say that your deck has so much information that if I received in my inbox, even though it's a great opportunity, I might wait a couple of days before getting to it because I'm just like, oh God, it's this one where I gotta like go back to my university days and study, right? So I'll definitely take that into consideration. So condense things, bullet points. I think one of your slides, the third one, exactly, it was the product slide, but then it had like traction and it had this. It was just like things that could have been easily done in 4 different slides, rather than one big one. So definitely focus on that. And as a founder, I would say, regarding your fundraising, don't sell yourself short. It's if you know what your competition is doing, if your traction is comparable to your competition, I think you should also value your company comparable to them. Right. Again, it just depends on where you are at your stage and what your product is like. Right. So don't ever undervalue yourself as a founder. And be careful what advice you take from people. I would just get as much advice as possible, but then really do your own research to figure out, hey, does this advice apply to what I'm building? Because a lot of advisors mean well, but they've never been in your shoes specifically. And I'm speaking as a founder now. So you don't want to take everything word for word, right? So you want to kind of discard what's not necessary and use it for what is necessary, right? But overall, I think you have a great product, great potential. Personally, I don't see you struggling to fundraise as long as you fix your deck and kind of deliver your pitch a little better. I think, and I say that with everyone here, really. I think everyone here has great products, and Carol, that's a testament to you selecting the companies to pitch. Yeah.
I definitely value all your feedbacks, and I'm going to revisit immediately my pitch deck, and I will send you guys for the revised pitch deck once it's completed very shortly. And I really appreciate you guys. I never know what's lacking from my end on my product or my baby. Maybe this kind of third-party comments will help me out to fine-tune myself. Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
And also, guys, I guess to everyone here, use us as a resource. Especially Stuart and Aaron has been in the investment side. We've been in a founder side as well too. We kind of been through a lot of different scenarios. So use us as a shortcut to get to your goals. And I say this to everyone here. We got to make sure we build a very strong ecosystem, and we're here to support each other.
Yeah, that's what we are here for. Thank you so much, David, for the compelling presentation. And thank you to our judges for your thoughtful feedback, which marks the end of our pitch session today. Before we conclude, I want to extend a heartfelt thank you to our judges for your valuable insights and constructive feedback. Your expertise is invaluable, and we deeply appreciate the time and effort you have invested in supporting our entrepreneurs. To our participants, thank you so much for your hard work and dedication, and for sharing your stories with us. Your passion and creativity are truly inspiring, and we look forward to seeing where your entrepreneurial journey takes you next. Thank you, everyone, and I hope to see you soon again.